don't negotiate with our children. This is the standard of the house. Daddy's living it, mama's living it, you gonna live it. It grieves me every time I see young boys with their pants below their butt. That bothers me. It bothers me that you can't walk without trying to hold your pants up. It bothers me that you don't understand that you're worth so much more than that. Culture is consuming our sons, and adults say, you know, it's okay, let them do their thing. It's not okay. And as long as we're feeding them, they don't have the right to say, I'm going to do my thing. Not in this house, you don't. There were things in our home that our children knew, don't even try it, because my husband set the standard for the house. So our son knew how to treat a woman because of the example that he saw in his dad. You can settle for whatever you want to settle for, and you'll always reap the consequences. We don't have to settle. And we have to raise daughters who put pressure on these guys to say, okay, I'm not coming down to your level. There's a standard that I live by. The bar is high. You have to come up. We have to have daughters who understand I don't have to pull my panties off. My panties stay up, and you come all the way up to the standard. We can't be ashamed to say the hard things. We can't be afraid of what people are going to say, what they're going to do. They're going to leave the church. They're not going to give. That's okay. We have to be found obeying God. It doesn't matter if the parishioners don't like it.
That's right.
What matters is, did we please God?
When you pray for rain, you got to deal with the mud too.
I don't really know if this is my last time, but what I know is I'm feeling just fine. My life is like a red carpet, and I'm feeling like the richest millionaire. This is my local mayor, and I'm the biggest star around here.
Okay, man, what's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscribe or die trying. You see the thumbnail, you just see the clip. And I'm going to use the end of this video, the end of that clip, to go where I'm going. This is a problem in America, and not only in the black community, but in our community. I'm gonna be specific. Y'all keep pushing this ideal that when these guys are out of pocket, I don't like these boys sagging. I understand it. It ain't cool. I get it. But y'all don't have the same energy for your daughters having her ass cheeks out. These boys need to get it together so these girls can, you know, let these girls are in control of these boys. They got to let these boys know I got a standard and you're going to meet it. And it's like, that's a problem. You know why it's a problem? Because you assume that these girls have high standards and they're good human beings. Because just on the strength of them being girls and women and da-da-da-da-da. And y'all don't want to hear what's going on, and y'all don't want to see the reality, which is these girls is really fucked up. And it's not necessarily all their fault that they're fucked up. Like the lady was saying, you know, these boys are influenced by the TV. It's like, do you see how your daughters who are influenced by TV act? It hasn't dawned on you yet. You know, I was clowning with a coworker of mine this morning. Yeah, I was messing with it. I was like, yeah, look at this. Look at it. You said you're going to have a hot girl summer, huh? You out here with the spirit of Suki Hana, just out there just buzzing and wide open. And a lot of y'all, don't, yeah, for some odd reason, you know, and I get it, you know, parents, you know, stop being your kid friend. I get it. Tell your sons, hey man, you gotta be presentable. You gotta carry yourself like a stand-up guy. You gotta be presentable. You can have your little type of style, but you ain't gonna be walking around here looking all out of pocket. You're not gonna go around acting out of pocket. And I get it, but the issue becomes this. And I forgot which brother said this online. But you know, there's like, you know, for years it's like the boys need to get better, the men need to get better. Just on how we deal in society and how we perceive in society. And the truth be told, the boys have gotten quote unquote better than the bad image and the bad, you know, fantasy negative black man of the past. But the problem is that the women never got better. They got worse because what? You know, since women are moral and spiritual 10, there's no room for improvement. So what you've just seen is the decay. You know, downward, 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 downward. And because it's downward, guess what? The girls haven't gotten better, and y'all keep overlooking that because look at these boys, look at them sagging, Look at what they're doing. Look at their music. Look at their style. Look at their fashion. Look what they're doing in school. Look how they're acting. Look how they look so influenced by the music. And it's like, and our angels of girls who do nothing wrong. And the only reason they act bad is because the boys are bad. It's like, oh my fucking God. These girls are going to get worse. Because now basically what y'all have done is y'all have, like when we say women don't well, Kevin Samuels coined, accountability is women's kryptonite. What you see is this old school parenting that, you see that old school model of women are sugar and spice and everything nice, and every fucked up thing they do is somebody else's fault. And you still see that in the family courts, right? You still see that in the courts as women get older. In the courts, the sugar and spice and everything nice, and and they do all kind of fucked up shit, and it's like, well, she's a woman and a mother. As a woman and a mother, she needs a little time to get it together as a woman and a mother. Yes, she's been fucking up for 5-10 years and the kid's kind of fucked up, but she's a woman and a mother. Somehow she's gonna pull it out like all women and mothers do, because women and mothers are angels. The kid's all fucked up, and then those same women and mothers, get off the hook, and their kids get the book thrown at them. Kid, I don't give a damn. You're just out of pocket. You need to lock his ass up. And the same mama's crying, and same mama that got a million chances in family court is the same mama crying in criminal court. Like, so the family court knew this girl was a fuck up as a parent, but they kept the custody with this girl. She taught those same things because y'all enabled her to be a fuck up because you co-signed the fuckery. And then she taught it to the kids, and now the kid became a criminal. But now when the kid get in criminal court, throw the book at him. It's like, I told y'all this is a hustle. But it's that old school parenting mentality. And I still hear from time to time now, you older guys, who they can't wrap their brains around women being dysfunctional. Little girls being dysfunctional, every woman, they got a daughter, and daddy's little girl, daddy's little princess is a fuck up as a grown woman, but it's daddy's little girl. So now you got to look at the world. Every girl is daddy's little girl, and it doesn't matter what daddy's little girl did. It's got to be a man's fault. So you talk to some older guys like, hey man, her setting that baby on fire, your fault, because what did you do to make her set the baby on fire? Because you's a man and she's a woman. A woman would never do something like that. And it's like, how many stories have you overlooked about this shit happening in the last 10, 15 years? What are you talking about? That never happens. Motherfucker, that's happening every week now. What? Man, what are these men doing to these women? No, they don't fucking like their kids, man. They never did. Whatever, all these adults walking around, man, I didn't know. I thought the men were the problem. It's like, oh, okay. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Because when we talk about old school parenting, truth is, old school parenting was about right and wrong. And if your son was out of line, he gonna get it. If your daughter was out of line, she gonna get it. What we got is people romanticizing the old school parenting by not being honest and saying what they're really talking about is, using your age to say you were old school because you might have been raised old school, but you parent new school. So you're your son's parent and your daughter's friend. And I say that in our society because for some odd reason, and it's getting worse though, I could say that, the boys had an understanding of consequences. The girls, none. That's why the girls are emboldened like white people to do shit. They just, can't nothing happen to me. It's like, oh my fucking God. Where did this come from? This new school type of parenting that says, you know, she can't do no wrong. Like there's a video about just school started. Young lady punching a guy, kicking a guy, punching a guy, punching a guy. Guy like, chill out, chill out, chill out, chill out. That little boy picked that girl up and tossed that ass, and then she got all surprised. Oh, you put your hands on me. It's like, bitch, keep your hands to your fucking self. And then the comment section was saying the same thing. That's what your dumb ass get. Why are you surprised? Why you shocked that he slammed your ass after you swung on him and hit him like 50, 11 times? And the whole class was just sitting back. They on the phone laughing. They pointing laughing. Nobody can interfere until he slammed her ass. You know, when she was going at him, nobody pulled her ass off. It's like, y'all see this over and over and over and over again. You want these guys to be so well-mannered, and y'all have let these women be completely unchained. They're just unleashed on the world. That's not a woman, but little girls unleashed on the world who become women who are unleashed on the world and just doing whatever the fuck they want to whoever the fuck they want. And that's not old school parenting. Because somebody's grandmother or mother will beat the brakes off that little girl, or they get a sister to beat the brakes off of it, a little cousin to beat the brakes off of it. Because women actually gave other women consequences. Period. So, you know, that's a problem. And our community is going to have, you know, whether you don't want to address it or not, it's going to have to get addressed because it's bad. So I'm done on this one. Tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe, or die trying. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
All I ask is when you lay your head on that pillow at night, know I gave you everything I had.